Okay, so let's see the final solution. The first thing that I'll do is I'll take all of these console logs and then put them at the end of the file. Just like this, using some keyboard shortcut magic. The first thing we should be looking for is the length. Then we are looking for the uppercase guest list. Then is eaten on the list. Finally, substring guests, and then guests. Great, and these are our desired outputs. So let's see what do we need to do. First, get the length of the string and store it in a variable called length. Const length is equal to guess list.length. That's a property that we learned how to use earlier in this section. Then we have uppercase the entire string and store the result in a variable called uppercase guest list. Const uppercase guest list is equal to guest list dot to uppercase, just like so. The third thing that we have to do is check whether Ethan is on the uppercase guest list. So we're going to do uppercase guest list that includes. And why did we use includes? Because the data type of the variable must be a Boolean, and that's exactly what includes returns, either true or false, and we are looking for a string of Ethan. We need to be sure to spell it exactly like this, and it needs to be all uppercase, because if it's not, then it's gonna say that he's not there, even though he is. Great. Then we have to create a substring that only contains the following: Emma, Jacob, Isabella, and Ethan. To do that, we are going to create a variable called const substring guests, just like that, and then we have to slice it. And to do that, we use the last thing that we had, uppercase guest list, and call the dot slice method on it, and we need to start from here, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? We're starting at 16, and if we don't specify the second parameter, we're going to the end, and that's exactly what we need. Great. Finally, out of the substring we just created, we need to create an array of names of people that are on the list, and then store that array in a variable called guest. So we're going to do guests is equal to substring guests dot split. If you remember, we're going to split all the characters right there, but there's a little trick. In the video about split method, we'll learn that you can split by characters just like that, or that you can split by words just like this. So this might have been a problem you found yourself in. You don't know how to separate if there is a comma. We learned only a character split or a word split. To separate by comma, you just put a comma as a separator, and that should work. Now, if everything seems to be all right, we missed the is eaten here. So const is eaten on the list is equal to this. And now if everything is all right, we have all of these variables, which we are then console logging at the bottom, and we can see if we get the desired output. So let's save it now and see if that's it. 44 and then 44 here. Our guests are, that's good. Then we get true, Ethan is on the list, true. Then we split it, get Emma, Jacob, Isabella, Ethan as a string. And then finally, we split the guests to get Emma, Jacob, Isabella, and Ethan in an array, all as separate strings. That's it. This was a short exercise which included almost all of the methods that we talked about, and that's it. As you saw, this was just a simple example, but in the real world, when you need to do some real string manipulation, you'll have to use all of these methods and much more. I hope that this little exercise helped you repeat all the knowledge of strings that you already had, and that it also showed you how we're going to deal with string manipulation in the real world. Of course, it's going to be much tougher. You're going to have to know all of these methods and more to solve some problem that you found yourself in. Great. In the next section of the course, we'll be working with arrays. Arrays are much more useful, but also much tougher. So bear with me. We're going to go through all of that in the next section of the course.